Well, we heard Governor Ivey's plan to reopen the state's economy yesterday, and local leaders admit it's a little bit different than what they were hoping for. But they got together today to talk about it, and our Sydney Stallworth has the latest.
One size does not fit all in this case.
That's Huntsville Mayor Tommy Battle as he discusses Governor Ivey's plans to reopen Alabama's economy. Mayor Battle explains he hoped the state would be evaluated regionally, but the governor's plan applies to the entire state.
Industries right here are having to do the same thing as those areas with hotspots. So we're trying to work through that.
His main concern is local restaurants. He plans to come up with a timeline by next week so restaurant owners can have an idea of when they can reopen.
They were profitable before this happened, and today they're looking at losing everything they have. They're looking at going into bankruptcy.
And the county budget has taken a hit with all the closures.
Our overall hit is going to be around $15 million. Could go to $20 million if you want to count in some of your secondary subsidiaries, such as the Von Braun Center, the museums, and some of the others.
Retail stores will start to open Friday. When asked if they feel safe shopping right now, local leaders had this to say.
I don't want to be in a closed environment like that with people who are not masking. And continuing to try to keep a safe distance from people.
I would feel well. I would wear a mask if I went out, but I feel very well with it.
Madison County does not have a universal masking policy at this time. Mayor Battle says that for every day the court systems are closed, about 90 new cases are added.
As we put court off from actually being open, we have a pretty big backlog that is coming in.
But Mayor Battle is hopeful.
And if we keep doing what we're doing and the rest of the state follows suit, then we'll be out of this quicker rather than later.
Putting the Valley first, Sydney Stallworth, WZDX News.